যেমন করে আগুন ধরিয়েছে।
Aira, aira. Aira, no. Aira. Na, police magaচ্ছে।
হ্যালো ভাবি, দুয়ার বাজার লাল জ্বালাইছেন বাজার জ্বালাইছেন মসজিদ আমরা উপাত আছি না না মসজিদ আপনার কথা
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a new presentation from www.central-mosque.com and from the Humble Heart YouTube channel. It is the 15th episode, and today we will cover the ongoing Muslim genocide in Tripura, India. Today is the 1st of November, so before we begin, I urge everyone and request everyone to make dua for the safety and security of Muslims in India, not only in Tripura but in Kashmir and almost everywhere throughout India. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease their pain. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring safety, security to them. Ameen. I have specifically covered this area of India under another video called NRC Assam, what is being done to Muslims of Assam and what is NRC right here. This will remain here until the end of this video, so please feel free to go to it so you can understand what is going on with NRC and why they're trying to change the demographics of India. There is a part of India right here. These are the 7 sister states of India. One of them is the Indian state of Tripura right here, which borders Bangladesh. The area of this state is about 10,491 square kilometers with 3.7 million people. Approximately 10% of the population is Muslim. This area borders the Muslim majority country of Bangladesh, and it is significant. Ever since the right-wing fascist government of India has come to power. In fact, let me say before they even came to power, they wanted to change the demographics of this area. In this video that I've talked about, Assam, one of the states in the 7 sisters, is the second largest state in terms of Muslim demographics, in terms of Muslim percentage of population, not in terms of size or population. And the right-wing Indian government has been bent on, before they even came to power, to change the demographics. And they keep referring to Muslims of this area, which have been living here for generations. In fact, many of them, even before the partition of India, they refer to them as illegal immigrants, termites, and they will say they will throw them into the Bay of Bengal, and so on and so forth. It is indeed true that many migrants from Bangladesh do cross the porous border into India. However, this is specifically about Muslims that the Indian government and the fascist agents within the Indian state machinery tried to target. So what happened this time? Recently, there was an event which is called the Durga Puja in the Hindu calendar. The goddess Durga, according to Hindu mythology, killed the demon king Mahashasur, and Durga visits the earth to bless its adherents or its followers. When it comes to this part of India, or this geography which borders Bangladesh, and in fact even inside Bangladesh, those Bengali Hindus, this Durga Puja 10-day event coincides with Mahalaya. So that's why for the Bengali Hindus in specifically, this has an added significance. So what happened is, Bangladesh has a sizable number of Hindu citizens of Bangladesh. On October 13th, there was Durga Puja going on in Bangladesh, and what happened is someone found a Quran within the lap of a Hindu idol. This was reported to the police in Bangladesh. The police removed the Quran, but while the police was removing the Quran, this was filmed and streamed over in Facebook. When the Muslims of Bangladesh found this desecration, insult of Quran being placed on the lap of a idol, They protested. They wanted the Bangladeshi government to take action to investigate, find out what has happened. In the meantime, they wanted this Durga Puja to be stopped. So they went to the Hindus of the area and they said, stop the Durga Puja while this issue is investigated. Of course, the Hindus, they refused to do that. The Bangladeshi government, in sheer and pure incompetence, did not take any action, did not investigate the matter. In fact, what they did is what we now know is the Bangladeshi government sent circulars to the Bangladeshi newspapers and agencies to stop the coverage of this event. So this event wasn't covered in Bangladesh to such an extent. When the local people found that the government was not taking any action and it wasn't in the media and so on and so forth, they reacted and they indeed damaged Hindu mandirs. And this was widely covered in India. Of course, India has a vested interest in showing that the minority Hindu population of Bangladesh is in danger. It was also widely covered in the West. This was the headline from BBC. Bangladesh's Hindus living in fear following mob attacks. This is covered widely in the West and in India, showing that the minority Hindu population of Bangladesh is in danger. When the Bangladeshi government, days and days later, investigated the issue, they found and arrested this person. Later on, his name was Iqbal Hussain, and what they said is this person had some special needs. He wasn't, mentally of sound mental health. And he was the culprit, apparently, according to Bangladesh government, who placed this Quran at the lap of this idol. However, the Bangladesh government in this case is guilty of sheer incompetence. And that's it. They were not complicit in any of the attacks on Hindu mandirs. In fact, when it happened, the Bangladesh government stepped in and they actually tried to restore the law and order situation and stop the Muslims from doing what the Muslims were doing. The Indian government got an excuse. Now, what happened in the neighboring state of Tripura? The Indian police and the paramilitary forces backed the major fascist Hindu organizations and they went on a rampage. In this particular area, which I'm discussing in this video, 15 mosques to date have been destroyed, hundreds of houses have been burnt down, Muslims have been killed, and as of right now, 1st of November, Adhan is stopped because the Hindus demanded Azan to be stopped and the Azan is no longer happening in these masajid openly. The police commissioner of this area, I have a statement that I've looked at, and he basically said, look, nothing like this has happened. Everything is peaceful. No mosque has been destroyed, and so on and so forth. Towards the end of this clip, what I will do is I will include a video of a large mob of Hindus marching through the streets, chanting, cursing, and disrespecting Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam openly. And yet the police and everybody else saying, there's nothing to see here, there's nothing happens. I have a lot of footage from this area, but I cannot include in this video because every time I do that, my video will get struck down by YouTube or censored or shut down. So this is the situation of the area right now. The situation is tense. There's no azan happening and Muslims are being targeted throughout. The reason you will not hear the West or others talk about it is primarily because of two reasons which I've covered in many of the other videos. Number one, India has a population over 1 billion, so commercially they need India to be able to sell their products. Number two, the West foolishly thinks India can stand up to China militarily. So for this particular reason, they completely shy away and do not cover the events of Muslim genocide when Muslims, places of worship, masajid, and Muslim houses, Muslim villages are being rampaged by the active participation of the Indian state machinery. This is the key here which I'm highlighting. In Bangladesh, no such thing happens. They were incompetent, they were foolish, they couldn't handle the situation, but that's about it. In India, it's the actual reverse of that is true, where the Indian state machinery and the government is actively supporting the genocide against the Muslims. How bad has India become? Here's an example. Last week there was a game of cricket between Pakistan and India in UAE in the Cricket World Cup. Pakistan, of course, defeated India thoroughly. One of the Indian players, this guy, Mohammad Shami, he did not perform too well against Pakistan. Immediately, the social media and elsewhere, the Indians rose up against him. They were telling him, "Go back to Pakistan. You're a traitor." By the way, this guy Muhammad Shami isn't really a shining example of Islam when it comes to his principles, what he says, his family, and so on and so forth. But just his name, Muhammad Shami, is Muslim. Days later, the captain of India, Virat Kohli, stood up in support of his fast bowler. That tweet, by the way, is now deleted. Nobody, Indian captain and the board, has not stood in support of their own player, by the way. But that now deleted tweet of Indian captain, what was the result? They were threatening to rape the 10-month-old daughter of Indian government, Indian captain, who is also a Hindu, by the way. As I was saying, I can't include much of this stuff in my videos because YouTube will give you a strike. Anything you talk against India or what is happening in Kashmir and what they're doing to the Muslims, YouTube gives you a strike or removes your video or puts it on a restriction. So I can't do anything about this. All I can say is the situation in Tripura is an orchestrated event fully backed by Indian government against the Muslims of India. I end this video with this clip where you will clearly see Hindus marching in the streets of Tripura, cursing, blaspheming, defaming Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam openly, to which the Indian government and the police is saying it's not true. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help our brothers and sisters of India. Ameen.
मोहम्मद तेरे बाप का नाम हिंदुस्तान में मुल्लागिरी नहीं चलेगा